From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your afternoon update.
Dennis's Heating and Air Conditioning is Northern California's premier heating and air conditioning contractor. From residential housing, large commercial projects, installation to repair, sheet metal fabrication, and everything in between, we are your go-to heating and air conditioning specialist.
Good afternoon, everyone. It has been a pretty quiet start to our day. We're noticing clouds moving in. So if you stepped outside, you may notice a little bit of that patchy fog this morning. Heading into the afternoon, things started to burn off. We did have that dense fog advisory. It has expired now in the valley just around 11 o'clock this morning. Now, as we head further into the afternoon, that's when we're expecting that rain to start to make its way. We haven't had a good rainfall in quite some time, but I would say this one is going to move through fairly quickly as far as the system goes, but it's going to bring us some rain and even some snow in some of our locations. Now, it is going to start to get a little bit drier and warmer pattern as we get into the weekend, but we still have a slight chance of a lingering isolated shower or two for us as we head into tomorrow and even Thursday. Chances are fairly low, not really widespread like we're going to see today. So just going ahead and jumping right in, those winds, they're going to start to pick up. We've been feeling them a little bit breezier for us here in Humboldt County as well as in Crescent City and areas out there in Siskiyou County as well in Wairika. And it's going to be a little bit breezier in some locations across the region as the system does start to push through. Now, although we don't have that wind advisory for the whole entire region, it doesn't mean that the winds won't begin to pick up. So we're looking at gusts up to about almost 50 miles per hour for areas here shaded in this teal blue color. But once the system pushes through, heading into the areas near the valley, Siskiyou County, and also pushing eastward towards the mountains, we may notice those winds beginning to pick up, generally coming from the southeast. So it is going to get a little bit breezy out there for us as we're heading throughout the day. Now, noticing today, temperature is not too bad out there. There is a slight cold front with the system pushing through, not going to drop temperatures drastically. In fact, we have that ridge of high pressure building, and after today, temperatures will pretty much start to warm up a little bit more as we get into the weekend. But looking at your highs in those mid to upper 50s in the valley, low 60s along the coast. We're going to have a little bit more of that cloud cover. 47 degrees in Siskiyou County. We do have a chance for some of that snow. So just around 4,500 feet in Trinity County, about 5,000 in Siskiyou. And then we're looking at the eastern mountains, upper 40s and low 50s. So still have those chances for some rain showers. Now, we didn't really see that on the icon because that's mainly around the time where we see our highs in mid-afternoon, early evening. So once we do start to head after dinner time, that's where we're going to start to see those rain chances move into the area in Modoc County and near the eastern mountains. So let's go ahead and take a look at the timing of the system moving through. So notice just around our noon hour, we're going to start to see a little bit of that drizzle starting off. Winds are going to begin to pick up along the coast in areas in Humboldt County and in Del Norte County as well. And then remember, just out there in Wairika, where we do have some portions of Siskiyou underneath that wind advisory. So seeing this system move through, we go get some heavy downpours at times with those reds and those oranges. Green, typically we'll still get some rain, a little consistent rainfall, but not really seeing anything as far as heavier downpours around dinner time in the Redding area, but still some rain out there for us with those yellows and oranges, a little bit of those heavier downpours in areas in Trinity County. Notice the blues, that's where we're going to start to see some of that snow. Pinks indicating a little bit of sleet and some of that mixture out there. Now, we will get some of that snow moving into areas near Mount Shasta as we head further into the evening and then overnight near the eastern mountains. So there may be some chain requirements out there for us. We're going to get a pretty good amount of snow, I would say, just to kind of add to our totals, just a little bit over 4 to 8 inches in some areas. Now, looking at just around 8 o'clock, a little bit after dinner time, we're going to start to still notice a little bit of those lingering showers in areas near Trinity County and even pushing through the valley and parts of Siskiyou County as well. It's starting to calm down a little bit more along the coast and in Humboldt County as well as Del Norte. So that system pretty much moving through pretty fast, starting around the noon hour. By dinner time, start to move off. We're going to see a little bit of those lingering showers. And then just around 10 p.m., temperatures do drop a little bit more. We're going to see a little bit more of those blues. So we're going to get below that freezing mark in areas in Modoc County as well as in the eastern mountains. So we'll notice a little bit more snow. as we're heading further into the evening. So safe travels for anyone that is heading out once we do head into the evening in those locations. And now, as far as the wind goes, it will start to pick up again once the system does begin to push through. So notice each area when we're heading through our time frame, we have a pretty big region to cover. That's when we're going to notice those winds picking up a little bit more. And this is just around as we're heading into our Wednesday. Early afternoon hours, we can see a little bit of those sprinkles across the area. Some sunshine for most of us in the valley and even areas out there in Trinity County and Humboldt County as well, and in the eastern mountains. We do have that slight stray shower. It's looking like it's going to clip us with the system up towards the north, just out there in Norte County as well as Siskiyou. We will have a few of those lingering showers trying to make its way through the area through Wednesday evening overnight. Again, we're not really going to see a big widespread event like we are today, but we will start to notice a little bit of those clouds moving in. Some patchy fog is possible again as we're heading through our Thursday morning. Now, as far as our winds go, as we're getting throughout the afternoon, those gusts could get up to 50 miles per hour, again in Humboldt County as well as in Norte and parts of Siskiyou. And once we get into the evening, this is around 10 p.m. Notice near the eastern mountains, we have a little bit more of that color contrast out there, so we could get those gusts at a little bit over 20 to even 35 miles per hour. Again, we don't have that wind advisory in those locations, but it doesn't mean that it cannot get a little breezy out there for us as the system is moving through. Still a little bit breezy along the coast as we get into tomorrow, and it will stay around that breezy mark as we head into the evening as well. We're not going to notice gusty winds like we have today, but it is still going to be pretty on the breezy side as we get through the week. We're looking at 60s for the highs along the coast, 50s in the valley, 30s out there for us near the eastern mountains, so a little bit warmer than we were yesterday. Still a fairly cool evening, so once the system does pass through and temperatures do drop below that freezing mark, we're going to see a little bit more snow out there as far as it kind of hangs around. But temperatures not too shabby once we head throughout the week. We're getting into the 60s, a little bit more sunshine. We may still contend with some of that patchy fog, and rain chances are very slim. Once we head into Wednesday, Thursday, there may be a system making its way in as we get into the later half of Sunday into Monday, but right now things are looking fairly a little bit more on the cloudy side. But temperature wise, mid to upper 50s and then 60s as we're getting into your weekend. So if it does rain as we head into Sunday, it doesn't look like anything that will kind of damper on any plans or bringing too much concern starting off on your Monday. We're looking at temperatures along the coast, upper 60s, so fairly warm out there. Continuing with these 60s as we get into the weekend, mid to upper 50s inland area, and then the 60s by the weekend, and then a little bit more sunshine for us as we get into Friday. Weaverville, we can still see some of those snow totals add up today, dropping about 4,500 feet. So we do have those snow chances out there, even in Mount Shasta area. And then we're going to feel those temperatures pretty much warm up a bit as we get into Thursday and also Friday. A little bit more of a cloud cover heading in towards the end of the week, but not too bad. Temperatures overnight in Modoc County, Alturas, we're going to feel them drop again just into those lower 20s tonight. But notice once we get into the weekend, we do start to get around those 30 range. So not really sub-freezing and near the teens, or those lower 20s, I should say, but it's still going to be fairly chilly out there in even areas in Susanville. But temperatures wise, it will be in the 50s as we head into the weekend. So not too shabby. We're just going to get through this rain for us today, and then also those snow chances. And then we have a little bit of a break again. Hope everyone has a fantastic afternoon.
When you see flashing lights, someone's life depends on us.
And while we're out helping crash victims, we need your help to keep us safe.
Move over, slow down, it's the law, it protects everyone.
Our crews are out here every day, keeping the roads safe for you and your family.
We're often the last ones on scene, and we want to make it home safe too.
Protect those who protect you, slow down and move over.